Welcome back, everyone. And let's welcome Mark at Interlace for the keynote.
Wow. Oh, my God. Hey, everybody in the back. Hi. How's everybody doing? Good. We're going to have a keynote here. I'm trying not to make it boring, but I have to say that that's not mine. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm going the wrong way. Which way? All right, I figured it out now. Sorry, guys. I have to, hey, Maria. I have to start this off in the most boring way possible, so I hope you'll forgive me for it. Before I actually do my topic, I have to tell you who I am, what we do, because it's going to be important later. So, hi, my name's Mark. I'm the head of business development for Interlace, and Interlace is a company that does banking as a service and cards as a service for crypto companies, fiat companies, people doing media cards. We're kind of the people that interact between the banking layers and the crypto people that are in this room today. So we're a licensed institution, so we have to play with those nasty regulators that nobody likes, the tax things, the unfun stuff, and then we get to talk to the really cool people in this room who are, making new things and trying to innovate. And so I'm actually going to say Fablecoin or Stablecoin. That was my topic today, because there's a lot of mysteries and things that people don't understand about the industry right now. And I'm lucky because I sit every day talking to people who are actually bringing these new products to life. So anybody that is trying to build something, they're talking to me. And then when I go back with my team, I get to talk to the bankers and the FI people and the licensing people and the people who actually talk to the banking side. And so I'm kind of stuck in the middle of this development that's been happening. And I got to say, it's amazing what's been happening because previously we saw a pretty horrible situation. And nobody was really doing anything about it. I also happen to be an expat, and I live overseas, so I'm one of the people that was on the receiving end of a pretty terrible infrastructure situation for a lot of different industries for the past, 5 to 10 years. You had a technology sector that was able to do a lot, and you had a regulatory environment and a banking environment that didn't want to do anything. They're sitting there, they're just saying, everything's fine, I'm fine, right? Why? Because I'm in control, right? And there was unfortunately a ton of people left out of that legacy system. And the bankers didn't care about it. Why? The banking systems didn't care about it. Why? Because they care about the mass, the most people, the average person. And an average person, losing 5% doesn't matter, right? If you have 2 to 5% on the side of a tertiary part of a business, it doesn't matter. However, when you look at the different areas that the traditional banking system left behind, there's a lot of them. There's quite a few. There's high risk and there's debanked industries. There's trade, small cross-border trade. We do a lot of e-commerce, a lot of ad buying, where people are, buying ads in one country from another country. We have unbanked populations in countries where people don't, where it's just run badly and they just don't develop the infrastructure. And you have, emerging market consumers, right? Digital labor. People who are, doing work on gig workforce, right? These people are all left behind. And that didn't matter for a little while until it did, because what is happening right now and what we see, because I sit on the end and every few minutes I get an update of a new company that came on our platform and a new person that inquired about API, I can tell you that every few minutes, one of these people from one of these industries is coming into our platform, and they're coming in to, solve their problems of not being able to access the normal banking regulatory environments of the different countries, right? So what we are seeing right now is that companies like us are bringing together a lot of these 5%. And so when you add 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, right, it starts to add up pretty good. And that's what is really interesting about crypto and stablecoins, is what we see from the people that are on the front line is we see them actually tying together a lot of the tertiary businesses, global businesses that were underrepresented before, and they weren't able to access services. And so what you're seeing is not, hey, we're decentralized, awesome, let's go. Like, we're decentralized stablecoins, anyone can send it anywhere. That's actually not what's really happening. What people are using stablecoins for now is to solve real business problems like, hey, I've got people I need to send $200 to in that country, and I can't do it via SWIFT. So what we're seeing, this is what I deal with every day. And I think this is what stable coins are going to be in the future. What is really developing is that we are getting our products into the regulated markets in a way that works for these tertiary businesses. And when you take tertiary businesses, you add them together, they're actually quite significant. And so it's funny because we're using stable coins as a tool, but we're feeding them, we're basically getting regulatory approval, we're getting banks to accept them. You're seeing Visa and MasterCard looking at accepting settlements in USDT, and this is where I see and we see the market moving, and it's where we're moving to, is we see the market moving to taking all of the products and services that you see in a normal bank environment in a single country under a fiat regime, and we're taking that and we're making decentralized global versions of that, right? And we see it every day. We see it, and again, I sit in the middle, so I see it. I get the company over here that's doing debt products is contacting us, and and then we've got the companies over here that want to offer the debt products for their credit cards to their users. And so what we're seeing right now is a coming together. The fact that the stablecoins is an acceptable product to the banks, to traditional regulators and banking industry, is it's getting us able to move into these markets more and more, to get acceptance, to get regulatory approval for a lot of things. And now, because of that, we're able to do a lot of things that are, quite frankly, directly competing with them. And I believe that we can win, actually. I think that overall, the banking sector, I would say, I don't think that the banking sector ever has to worry about being the primary way things are done in a country. But I will say that a significant portion of global economy can be run on stablecoins, and it's moving that way when that industry organizes itself enough to have enough of the products and services that are usually found in the local banks and under one regime that actually operate globally, because we don't have that right now. We don't have a safe way of, doing debt and having credit. We don't have now, but we have the beginnings of it. Okay, and so from our perspective, from sitting between these regulated banks, fiat industries, and the clients, we see a lot of development happening overall that is bringing this together and becoming a cohesive global industry that backs everything up. And I just have one point, and then I'll close it, because everybody, obviously, it's a great week here, and we want to get back to it. So my point is this. We as a group, everybody in this room as a group, we need to keep moving forward and keep bringing it together in a cohesive way. We need to keep pushing the envelopes and keep bringing in the new ways to do things, because The individual countries, if you leave it up to them, if you leave it up to the banks, they aren't going to do it. They're going to leave, they're going to stay in their safe little castle, and they're going to build things from there. And they're not going to build anything that's usable cross-border. So we have a chance to keep moving forward, to build this industry into an actual global, accessible, with all the earmarks and I don't know how much it can take, but I don't know how big it will be, but I know that it can take a very large, significant portion of global trade, and we can tie all these businesses together to the point where we are competitive with the fiat regimes. And so if I have one message for everybody, it's keep moving forward, keep building, and keep going. Thank you.